I now recognize the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Fallon, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and my colleague from Texas did a very good job. You know, listen, the sky is falling. We hear it now, and not just in the DOGE subcommittee, but we hear it in oversight from our friends across the aisle. The sky's falling. The world's going to end. People are going to die. And then when they say Elon Musk's name, it's never Elon Musk. It's Elon Musk. Reckless gutting of the federal workforce and this hyperbolic fear-mongering is brought to you by the American left. And why, I ask, and so many others, the DOGE committee Dems are using this, quite frankly, sloppy, lazy, wildly inaccurate, and really boring rhetoric. Because this administration and this president is finally acting boldly, because so many administrations in the past haven't. They're acting boldly and courageously to ensure, wait for it, that the American taxpayers' dollars fund federal workers that work. I know that may be a radical concept to some. Now, let's set the record straight as well. Secretary Rubio has made it sure. He had issued a blanket waiver for any life-saving aid. I think it's $72 billion that we're spending. Is USAID the perfect vehicle for this aid? Of course not. We found that it isn't. And we also recognize that China has that Belt and Road Initiative, and they're licking their chops. And if we took that $72 billion out, they're going to fill that vacuum. So that's just hyperbolic nonsense that we do not recognize that there's a role to play for the United States in the federal aid space. But what we want to expose is $164 million going to radical organizations, $122 million of it to organizations that have aligned or at least tied to terrorists. So, Mr. Primorac, putting aside the massive issues of handing money over to terrorists and such, can you speak to other ways that our foreign aid has actually hurt United States efforts and interests to counter the malign influences, let's say, of the Chinese Communist Party?
Our aid has created an international aid dependency. It's become international welfare. We need to put terms on these programs. The whole point of this is to help strengthen countries economically, politically, and become strong allies. We don't do that when we celebrate 30, 40, 50 years in a place. That means we are failing. The point of our jobs is to work ourselves out of a job. If we do that, if we focus more on trade, if we focus more on investment, we're going to create the kind of allies in the developing world that will make us stronger in combating the China challenge.
So you're talking about self-sufficiency, it sounds like. You're talking about taking a developing nation and helping it develop.
And that's what they want.
One of the countries that come to mind, for instance, that had a successful journey over the last 60 years is like a Singapore. They don't need foreign financial aid from the United States. They're a wealthy city-state now, are they not?
Yeah, countries like South Korea, Taiwan, and other places have benefited. Look at them now.
Wild successes. Okay, so also, Mr. Primorac, while I got you, do you know of if USAID sent any funding toward lab research in Wuhan, China?
Just what I've seen in the newspapers.
Yeah, clearly we shouldn't be sending our foreign aid to China when they're our greatest adversary. Mr. Unger, thank you for being here. Just to follow up on some of the things that Mr. Gill was asking you, $2 million, and this is a source. This is from the Federal Award Identification Numbers, so this clearly happened on the USSpending.gov website. $2 million to, quote, activity to strengthen trans-led organizations to deliver transgender surgeries. Do you think that's a good use of taxpayer money?
I defer to Congress, sir. If Congress appropriated the money and was
what I
notified
asked.
about the program,
Mr.
then
Unger,
I
do you
believe
think
it's in the interest of the American
people. Do you think it's a good
people.
use of taxpayer money?
I believe it's a good use of taxpayer money for Congress
That is
to
very
appropriate
telling.
funds.
Thank you. I yield back to the chair. Thank you.
Thank you.